There cannot be greater rudeness than to interrupt another in the current of his discourse, meaning when we are unexpectedly and unwantedly interrupted and interfere with in our thought, action, ideology, virtue, etc., then we feel a lot more hurt, harmed, intruded, and violated than we would have ever felt in an entire lifetime or in anything else. We don't feel the kind of pain we feel when we are unexpectedly and undesirably interfered with and interrupted by the others that just have little to no knowledge, wisdom, intelligence, reason, and the kind of authenticity, criticality, and powers which we have and with which we speak, behave, act, and by which we're always led and regulated and directed in one way or another. And that's why we're virtuous. Because a virtuous life is only the one which is under the constant direction, scrutiny, and guidance of reason. If we're guided and led and directed all the time by reason, virtue, intelligence, character, authenticity, then our life is meaningful, worthwhile, authentic, worthy all the time. So that's how this works. And obviously, when we are unexpectedly and undesirably interfered with and interrupted in our speech, thought, virtue, action, learning, then we feel absolutely and unbelievably and entirely hurt, harmed, intruded, and targeted and violated by obviously the others or by the one that are ignorant, arrogant, pride, vainful, and that have obviously very little idea about who we are, what we represent, and that have little or less quantities of knowledge, significance, authenticity, reason that we contain and care about ourselves, and that we have developed, grown, cultivated within ourselves through basically decades of hard work, dedication, discipline, desire, intention, pain, suffering, all of which feels vanished or worthless when we are constantly interrupted and sidelined and isolated and criticized and just opposed by the masses in the society, by the majority which preaches, practices, adheres to mediocrity, conformity, agreement, stupidity, arrogance all the time for validation, attention, approval, riches, fame, from the government, from organizations and institutions and industries. But we are not like that. We are absolutely different, and we're going to persist in our differences and adhere to our distinctions and differentiations all the time in thought, ideology, action, behavior, attitude, mindset, no matter the consequences or the kind of repercussions we face for them. But we're ready with our individual authenticity because we're grounded, grateful all the time. So that's how this paradoxical situation actually works in reality.